Finally, we found the last person we need after all. I'm Helig Cross. I'm leading an expedition to the land south of Dalantarth, the teeth of Naros, and we could use another strong back. Few facts. The only record of a successful journey there was by an Almain missionary named Denric, returned half dead and maddened to hell. He claimed the southern land as home to a miraculous city, wrought of gold and trimmed with silver. Even said it floated above the earth, if you can believe it. It's hard country, damn impossible to find a pass in the mountains, but if I'm right, this cavern will take us under them. Because Denric wrote of more than wealth. Tales of giant men, tall as houses, that slaughter any who approach. It took weeks even to convince Cash and Sverri to join me. With a fourth, we can take a bigger haul without sharing too much of it. Denric was crazed, but I don't hold him a liar. I can overlook some bogeyman's tales if there's riches to be had. Then we only need to begin. I've seen to all the logistics, and all... Meet us in the southern passage. Let's try to cover as much ground as we can. It's the cave next to camp. I heard rumors that it was filled with artifacts that none had ever seen. I don't know how dangerous it is, but I advise against being too carefree inside. Stay close.
The time of deliverance is almost nigh. The teeth of Naros have gone untamed since the rocks were young, since the wind was but a child. And now, my chosen people stand on the precipice of taming this land, or succumbing to it. I thought once that none could change the stars of this world, but at last, one has come who can. Come, thou faithless one, I beckon thee.
What is it?
What the hell is that thing?
What is it? It looks like it's made of stone, but this stain. I'm not going to stick around and find out what killed this thing.
Damn craven. Don't know what Cash was getting so worked up for. Just a statue somebody toppled over. Let the mage run to his mother. We don't need him. We don't even know if it was a corpse. Could have been a statue that an Etin decorated with some entrails, or something. I can't believe that craven Wait a moment. I don't like the look of this. This is Sverry's area of expertise. What was that? First the mage turns coward, then Sverry dies doing the one thing she's supposed to. Is this some sort of joke? What's next? Are you going to reveal you're really just a kobold with a bad case of me? Clearly, I should be more thorough when recruiting my expeditions. Fine. Let's just keep moving. We'll manage on our own from here. We keep going. Cash proved to be useless, and Sverry's not helping anyone anymore. With just two of us, we'll have to try and manage as best we can. It won't be easy. Come, we must make Sverry... Damn, Sverry. What? What in the hell were those things? I've never seen anything like them. I heard of the dangers of the southern land, but are the gods themselves conspiring against us? Here I What is that thing? Hold on a moment. I think I need to rest for a while. Here, I'm going to wait here. Will you stop fussing over me? It's not doing either of us any good for you to stay here. We need to find some place to make... I'll take it, but I'll wait until I really need to use it. Be ashamed to waste the thing. Now get going. I need to rest. Just go. You need to find safety for us.
And so, after centuries, it has come to pass. The cipher has reached thy hands, Beckoned. At last, my work can be completed. One who watched and waited for decades and centuries and eons. And all for this day, I have read the fates of this world to find thee, unfated one. Much rests on your shoulders, but I have one more burden to lay upon thy brow. Since the inception of my labors, I have always known that their fulfillment would require fate. The tapestry of fate offers no allowance for such events. Only an unfated being. And then thou came to pass. I needed thy nature, and it was created, though I had no hand in it. I see that as fate, in a way. To continue thy path through the tapestry of fate, and perpetuate its sundering. I will open the way to the teeth of Naros. Seek the Primos, and thy duty. Go now with my blessing. Go now with my purpose. For thou art beckoned.
What is... First we have an army of Jotun at our gates, and now this. I don't know you, little one, but you'll find no quarter here. This is still Colossi-held territory for the moment. State your intent. You barge into these lands, and yet you do not know who holds them? I am. For years we have held these lands as the hallowed grounds of our gods. We are stone and flesh, sword and faith. Everything does harm in these lands. I do not know you, so why should I take you at your... Furthermore, none have come from those caverns since they were sealed, save you. How is it you came here? It is a road that has gone otherwise unwalked since it was sealed. How did you walk this path? Strange entity. A curious riddle, but one that must be solved later. It seems that... Steel yourself. That was well fought, little friend. You have a strength in your arms that belies. Perhaps you are not the interloper I believed you to be. You claim to have been summoned. But for what purpose? What strange forces brought you here? You speak of the Holy King of my people. And that artifact you bear, could it be the cipher? Your mission is twice damned already. The Primos is a recluse. But more immediate than that is the Jotun horde. Idilla is sealed off as long as they continue plaguing my people. It is the city you see floating in the sky over this land of savages and dangers. It is my people's greatest accomplishment. I cannot speak more of it to an outsider. Forgive me. A relic of great importance to those of my people that carry the faith. I thought it was just a myth. One who carries the cipher is much loved by the gods. So the sages of my race say. A blessing as much as a curse. Yes, hiding away in his high tower and pining for gods that will never listen to him. The Primos is the highest office among the Colossi, reserved for the one that leads my people in politics and prayer. At least that is how things should be. But Anakatos, the latest to have this authority, has not lived up to his duty. Our people are stranded in a wild land, in a time of our greatest doubt, and he locks himself away from us. Our ruler leaves us leaderless. The Jotun are led by Karunk, a warlord that reigns over his horde from his ramshackle tower. One of my scouts, Remy's what he can offer you advice on fighting the warlord. And if you can kill Karunk, I will lead you to the quickest way to end their threat would be to kill their war chief, Karunk. Bring word to the city. They will need to know about the Jotun and this new intel.
Ah! What a horrid little thing you are. Explain yourself quickly. The last thing I want is to give away my position. That much I was aware of, and I knew Secandra, a sign of the times to be sure, but if you're to do the deed, then I have information that you will need. Karunk is truly powerful, but no more so than his brethren. It is not his strength that's troubling. It is for 2 kobolds he keeps with him work some strange magics that heal his wounds and help him resist injury. Kill them, and the fight is yours. Using primal magic would certainly help as well. Strange thing, aren't you? Primal magic is a magic imbued upon weapons and gems. Only the magic does some damage on its own, but its true strength is its ability to augment other magics you cast on your foe to take this weapon. Use it to inflict primal magic on a foe and let loose your spells. Even a Jotun warlord could not withstand such an onslaught. Be careful.
I had heard. From Remy's, I received word that one such as you entered Karunk's tower with no trepidation, no anxiety. Do I even have to ask? Does the war chief still draw breath? It was said the gods would call their champion, and here you are bearing the cipher, seeking the Primos. If you have learned something of primal magic, this staff may be of value to you. Take it with my thanks. Now my forces can put the rest of the Jotun to the spear beckoned. Before this day, I thought it was just a myth, a lie my people told ourselves to make our sins more bearable. The beckoned is a deliverer. The beckoned speaks for the gods. The beckoned is their messenger, their conduit. What is the beckoned? One who carries the cipher, the icon of the gods. One who faces the troubles of my people without hesitancy. The beckoned is you. With their leader dead, they will likely keep to themselves and lose the will to harry my people. I will wager that they won't suffer incursions into their camp, for good or ill, but still they have caused my people suffering. Shall we wait and allow them to inevitably rise again? This is our best opportunity to finish them. I owe you much for killing Karunk Beckoned, so I will do as you say. I only hope you do not reap. Now I will take you to the henge, and then to the Primos, as I promised. An artifact my people made. With the city in the sky, we knew we needed a way to travel from the teeth and back. The energies it focuses are the same as those that keep the city aloft. They can levitate people and objects safely. Be cautious in the... these lands. Here, Beckoned. This artifact you see before us is a henge. It may be uncomfortable at first. I still recall retching after my first journey with it. But it is the only... Very well. And here you have it, Idilla, our great failing. Now let us go to Anakar. He may hide from our people's needs, but he will not refuse a visitor sent from Athene. The gods choose the Primos to lead we Colossi, and to enact of the gods. We are the favored of Athene, the goddess of wisdom. Athene's once common words have been quiet for some time. The Primos has prayed in isolation for years, but she does very well. Mind your step here, Beckoned. I wouldn't want the Colossi's failure to claim any more lives than it already has. It is not here by choice. Or our choice, anyways. Suffice it to say that this was made in anticipation of something that never occurred. Very well.
You must be the beckoned.
Beyond these stairs is the sanctuary of the Primos, the leader of the Colossi people in the teeth of Naros. I must warn you, Onikotos has not left these quarters in years. He vowed to never cease his prayers until the gods answered them. And his people have languished for... But I think his answer has finally arrived. Speak to him, beckoned. His people have need... After years in his sanctum, I doubt he is the Primos I once knew. But though we all languish in the god's absence, none suffer as he does. He will likely see you as the answer to his prayers. Be cautious in these lands.
Is there anything I can assist with?
And though the path be fraught with tribulation, know that it leads to the land of our greatness, and that we walk it with you. Such were the words the gods spoke to the progenitor of my race when they sought to guide us from our base origins into a fruition of potential. The words have been in my heart every day of my reign, but now they are embodied. Welcome, beckoned. At last, this city will be complete. Because we are all of us, my whole people, incomplete. Because we are not worthy enough, not deserving enough to see such wonders of the gods. And I thought that failure was a finality. I have prayed to the gods in seclusion in hopes of an answer, but they were as quiet as the silent choir. Now the beckoned is come. With you, the gods can bear witness to us atoning for our inadequacies. We must start at once, beginning with the wreath of absolution. Something no Primos would ever wish to wear. They are only made in times of great need, when we must prove to the gods our devotion. The wreath of absolution can only be created from the hands guided by Athene. I must ask you to assemble it. First, a golden prayer circlet is needed to serve as its base. The art of crafting one is all but lost to us, but I require one all the same. The last Primos to wear a wreath of absolution, Arches, is buried with one such circlet. Secandra led you to me, did she not? Then she will lead you to the circlet. It lies in his crypt, in the darkest pits beneath the city. They are old halls, and they have fallen into disuse. I understand there might be trepidations in taking such an artifact from my predecessor's crypt, but I assure you, it is ordained. The times we have arrived at are desperate, and when the heavens show their intent, one cannot stand too much on ceremony. The end of this awaits.
You return. Well, the Primos has not graced the ears of his subjects in ages. What has he said to you? The circlet of Arcase. And Anakatos expects me to lead you to it? Has his reclusion left him senseless? Has he forgotten? Very well. As I cannot refuse the Primos, I will meet you in the crypts, in the undersewers of the city. Let us deal with this as quickly as possible. Be cautious in these lands.
I have potions to offer. For you beckoned a great my potions. There is no weakness. In relying on potions. I have potions for every need.
Welcome to the Idylla Market beckoned. Can I mind the city's edges? The finest magical crafts. Garrett, please peruse my wares beckoned. I will be here if you need.
A finest dealing with gems is a special.
You do so much for us, Beckoned. How great of you to come to our city. Much. We have many issues in our great city that need attention. We encourage all who wish to help to find a task suited to them on the nearby petition board. You may examine it, should you wish.
Bless. Blessings to you. And it would seem that the deliverer of my people has found me at last. If you would, I have more than pleasantries to discuss. Like many, a culling, Though the Colossi are a people of faith, more and more of us are reverting to this. The lowest of these doubters become marauders, bloodthirsty and violent, capable of nothing but wrath. They must be purged. I thank you. It is high time we bring their savage. Each marauder should carry a totem of some sort. Bring those to me as proof of your deeds. They roam the lands below the city. I do not doubt that you will find them if you seek them out in the wild.
Yes?
Please, just let me... What is it? Unless you can somehow convince the guards to let me leave the city, you're... I'm sorry. It just makes you a little crazed, you see. Being locked in... All I want is to leave for a short time to travel to the Warren and check on my wife, Galatea. But I cannot leave. I did not choose to leave her beckoned. I wanted her to come with me. But she can be difficult to move to action sometime. But I cannot retrieve her now, for I am one of the city's finest masons. The guard are under orders not to let me leave, so all I want to know is that she is unharmed. But I've done so well for this city that I am forbidden from departing. Well, you can certainly try, but Galatea is stubborn as stone. Would you truly beckon? That is something. At least I will be certain that she is... I left her in the ruins of the Warren, the city's old quarry. You should search there for her. Please find my wife.
I hope you find Idylla to your liking.
Yes.
The Lycaeus is popular no more. When will it close, I wonder?